Let me show you some tips and tricks for Realme GT 8 Pro. The first thing that I'm gonna show you is actually folder sizes. You may notice by default on the home screen there is actually one folder, and what is a good thing about it is that we can actually resize it. As you can see, we can make it 2 by 1, and it can take less space if you want to organize your folders in a tighter space. Besides that, we have different styles for 2 by 2 folder. As you can see, we can organize it a little bit differently. So you can choose apps that are more important and put them over here, so you have quicker access to these apps by just tapping on them. So of course you don't have to open the whole folder, you can just simply tap on app icons. But what is really cool about this resizing is that it also works for apps. So for example, over here I have my setting app, and I can actually drag it all the way here, so I have it 2 by 1 actually, but we can also make it 2 by 2. And as you can see, we have these pluses, which allow me to add a shortcut to certain settings in this specific case. And of course, different apps may have different options that you may want to choose. If you decide to not add any shortcut, then you can just have like this huge app icon instead. Of course, we can swipe on the left side in order to open notifications, and you can swipe on the right side in order to open the control center or quick settings. But if you like to, you can actually combine these two things together. Tap on these 3 dots in the upper right corner in quick settings, and then tap to customize the quick settings. And here we can switch from the split to the classic option. Now we can actually swipe down over here in order to, well, anywhere to first see notifications and part of the quick settings, and you can swipe it again in order to open quick settings fully. We also have this frosted glass effect that it can be applied to some of these, let's say, panels. So this includes the control center or quick settings, but also you can add the glass panel here, let's say to the bottom section of the home screen where we have attached apps. So if you want that additional like a background for these apps at the bottom of the screen, then you want to open settings and go to the home screen, lock screen and style. Then we're gonna swipe up in here, open home screen settings, and then look for the frosted glass effect. Not only that, it is also available for home screen folders as well, so you can easily turn it on or turn it off. Just like on OnePlus 15 or Oppo Find X9 and X9 Pro, we have access to the mind space, but in this case we do not have the snap key or plus key on the left side. So instead, if you want to access the mind space, we need to actually scroll down in settings and open AI over here, and then we can go to the mind space in there. And we can find out how to actually use the mind space. So in this case, we can snap to mind space. So we can swipe up with 3 fingers to add on-screen content as a memory. So instead of having a button, we have gestures. We can add the home screen shortcut, so you can quickly access mind space over here from the home screen. While playing a game, we can open, of course, the game turbo panel, and we have a bunch of different options in here, and most of them are really great. For example, we have AI Gaming Coach, we have AI Motion Control, and so on and so forth. But I think in terms of optimization, one of the most important things that we can do in here is use the quick start. So each time you exit in a game, it will be kept running in the background, so you can launch it faster the next time. Of course, this means that actually the game is still running in the background if you close it, so the battery might be using more power, I guess. The power consumption can be higher. But if you often exit games and then return to them, then you might consider turning this option on for selected games. Next, we're gonna go to settings again, but this time we're gonna open display and brightness. And over here we have this O1 Ultra Vision Engine section where we have hyper clarity, which enhances the clarity of low quality images and videos. We have always on HDR, so even if a video is not HDR, we can use AI to widen the color gamut for a superb visual experience as it is described over here. And besides that, we have HyperMotion, which is MEMC-based video frame interpolation technology, which makes animations more fluid. So if the video doesn't have a lot of frames per second, then the HyperMotion can add some frames in between, and in order to make it look much smoother. Now, in the app drawer, you can also find the phone manager, and over here we have a bunch of different tools that are worth checking out. For example, we have this optimize button, which is available once the count of the points is done. So here we can check the system condition, and of course we can tap on optimize in order to clean up our phone, to make some adjustments quickly, and there we go. This is how we can quickly optimize our phone. We have the clean up storage option, where we can get some suggestions of what we can get rid of in order to get some storage back. We have a scanner for viruses and risks, malware and stuff. We have a system boost option as well, and probably some other stuff. So let me actually go back. And we can also find these tools in here, so we can tap on more in order to actually open the full section. And we can find stuff like the app log, hide apps, private save, and there's also like app cloner, system cloner, multiple users, internet speed test, and even the speaker cleaner. So as you can see, lots of different features that are definitely worth checking out. We also have a bunch of different gestures that you can manage on this phone. If we go to accessibility and convenience, here we can find, generally speaking, lots of different options that are pretty great, but in this case I want to actually mention screen of gestures that we have in gestures and motions. In here, when the screen is off, you can draw shapes on the screen in order to quickly open or access something. So as you can see, we can draw an O in order to open the camera, we can draw V in order to turn on or off the torch. We can also control the music, and we have some more stuff that is actually customizable. So we can use any of these symbols in order to unlock an app, call someone, or unlock the phone. So definitely worth trying out and worth setting up. In the accessibility and convenience, we can also find quick launch, which allows you to open additional panel if you hold your finger on the fingerprint sensor for long enough after unlocking the phone. If you turn it on, you can actually customize this section, and you can decide which apps or functions you wish to have over here. So let me quickly demonstrate. I'm gonna lock the phone, we're gonna press and hold our finger and just keep holding, and after a couple of seconds, as you can see, we can slide with our finger in order to choose whatever we want to use. So let's say I'm gonna open the calculator like this without having to lift my finger. This allows you to quickly open something immediately if you want to quickly access something right after unlocking your phone, so you don't have to search for it. If you use a flashlight quite often, you'll happy to know that you can actually adjust the brightness of the flashlight. So if it's enabled, of course, over here we have this dynamic island, and you can actually tap on it in order to, of course, quickly turn it on or turn it off. But if you go, let's say, to the control center or quick settings, and if you hold your finger on the flashlight, then you can slide over here to adjust the brightness of the torch or completely turn it off. This phone also has reverse power sharing, and it is actually wireless. So if we go to the battery settings and scroll down over here to open charging settings, we can find reverse wireless charging in here, which allows you to simply charge other devices wirelessly with your phone. So when this option is enabled, and if you have enough battery, you can simply put another device that can be charged wirelessly on the back of your Realme GT 8 Pro in order to charge it. And that is pretty much it. If there is something that I missed that you think is worth mentioning for tips and tricks for Realme GT 8 Pro, then of course let me know in the comments so everyone can enjoy their Realme GT 8 Pro as much as possible. Also, if you're looking for guides for tutorials for Realme GT 8 Pro, then be sure to check out my channel. Leave a like and subscribe.